Well, hello there and welcome back to the Hull City Fan Central YouTube channel, where today I do have a video going over how likely is your team going to be promoted or win the league. So I'm going to go over every team in the Championship for this season, all the way from the newly promoted ones, all the way up to the ones that have just been relegated from the Premier League, and look through the odds, the betting odds that is, of how likely your club is going to get promoted, and with that, how likely you are to win the actual title like Fulham did last season. So we'll first start off with the lower teams, making our way up to see who the betting companies think will win the league. Okay, so starting off our bottom three, we do have Reading, Rotherham and Birmingham in that order, ascending from the bottom. So obviously two clubs are down there like everyone's been predicting because of the reasons going on behind the scenes with how the clubs are being run, and yeah, not too much that either of them two clubs can do about. But Rotherham, on the other hand, they have been terrible this transfer window. They've been promoted, well done. They got promoted from League One last season through the second place finish. But then they sold all of their best players to League One sides and then a few to the Championship sides. They've picked up a few players, Tom Eves being one of the ones that some Hull fans may remember from last season. And he did say he was going to score 30 goals for them. The betting companies don't agree, as they did put them to finish with a 40-1 ratio of getting promoted, and it's very, very unlikely considering how they are coming into the season, and it's most likely going to be relegation for them. Moving on to our next five. Okay, so the next five are going Wigan, Bristol, Blackpool, Huddersfield and Hull, my team. So, an interesting five there. You can see why Huddersfield are down there after sacking their manager after the playoff loss to Nottingham Forest in the final, which wasn't the best decision. They had a fantastic season last season. They finished in playoffs, just missing out on automatics and just missing out in the final, only losing 1-0 it was. So I don't see why they sacked the manager, and that's why the betting companies have put them down so low in the rankings. Obviously you've got Wigan down there, newly promoted side, not looking that strengthy as well. Yeah, they're a bit similar to Rotherham, although they haven't sold their best players. They've managed to retain a somewhat similar squad to what they had last season, which I feel will help them just nudge staying up, but who knows? It could be a bit of a toss and turn season for them. Hull, yeah, the companies don't like to put us too high because we've kind of outsourced a lot of players to Turkey. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very mixed season. A lot of people have been either putting us really low or really high or finishing mid-table. No one can really decide on where they think we'll finish. It's going to be a very surprising season for us, considering all of the incoming talent we've managed to receive and the future incoming talent that we'll be picking up later on in the coming weeks and in the January transfer window. And so far, it's looking good. We won our first game, We won our first game 2-1. We've got a game this weekend. We're currently second in the table. I mean, there's only one game being played, but we're currently second in the table. So who knows? The betting companies could have their odds all dramatically wrong. Then our next five go Sunderland, QPR, Preston, Cardiff and Stoke. So obviously you've got Sunderland there. They're a bit higher than what they really should be. They do at the core have a League One side. It's no fault of the teams. It's just the way that they got knocked down into League One, and then they've had to kind of have a little bit of a rebuild there after having a few seasons down there. And they are going to be the media sweethearts this season. It's going to be the Derby County for the Championship, a bit similar to last season, how the media treat them. They're just going to pour all of their support, going to get front pages no matter what happens with Sunderland. So obviously the betting company is going to profit off that. And yeah, that's why they put them so high up in the promotion rankings. But yeah, I don't think that they'll do quite as well as what these betting odds are predicting. But QPR, that's an interesting one. They've lost a few players, they've gained a few players, and I feel that overall this transfer window, they've actually strengthened their lineup. They've definitely looked at areas where there was weak last season and tried to enhance in that areas. I feel that they've definitely tried, probably not succeeded in the way that fans would have anticipated, but it could be a very, very interesting season for them. And yeah, I think a mid-table finish would be very strong for the squad that they're looking at, especially coming off the back of the finishing that they had last season. So yeah, let's move on to our next few. Okay, so next up we do have Luton, Coventry, Blackburn and Swansea. So obviously Luton, after having a brilliant season last season, getting into the playoffs and only getting knocked out in the actual playoffs, was very, very good for them. Very surprising for quite a few people who didn't really anticipated much from them. That I believe some people actually tipped them to get relegated last season, and they managed to stay up, which was all credit to them. But I don't think they'll be doing quite as well as playoffs this season, or maybe have a similar run to last season in the playoffs. But yeah, the betting odds have put them that high because of their finish last season and because there's not been that much change going on behind the scenes within the squad. Like, the squad has pretty much at its core remained the same, which will reduce similar results as last season in most minds. But who knows? It's a championship. Anything could happen. Anyone can get promoted, anyone can get relegated. It's a very, very fantastic league. So then you've also got the likes of Coventry. Yes, fantastic team. Probably a bit too high on the betting odds for me. I can see why they put them up there, but then in similar breath, I can also see why they should be a bit further down. So that one's more to the fact that they are playing to the fans rather than playing to the actual likelihood of them getting promoted. But these betting odds have got to be played that way, otherwise these companies will not make any money, and they profit off the fans as much as we despise it. Moving on to our next set. Okay, so just before we get into the top three, we do have Millwall, West Brom, Sheffield United and Middlesbrough. So it's kind of the anticipated section there, just missing out on the top three in the betting odds, but definitely teams that will be striving to get into the playoffs, if not narrowing into the automatics. These teams that can do wonders. Millwall currently top of the table after one game, but currently top of the table after winning 2-0. So yeah, these teams, they could really push for automatics, but you'd most likely to see them finishing playoffs or just below. So the betting odds have got it pretty much bang on here with their ranking. So let's finally move on to who's in the top three. Okay, so in third we do have Burnley. In second we do have Watford. And in first, of course, it's Norwich. Because Norwich are the yo-yo club. They finish first, last, pretty much every season. I think it's been 4 seasons ongoing now. Of course, the betting odds will reflect that and put them with the lowest return rate for your bet, but put them in the highest percentage to get promoted and to get that title. So according to the betting odds, they think Burnley will just miss out on the automatics. They think Watford will get to the second place and get an automatic promotion, and they think Norwich will win the league, get promoted again, and most likely get relegated the next season in the Premier League. This has been all for this video. Make sure that you like and subscribe so you don't miss any more Championship and Hull City content. And that's been it for the Hull City Fan Central YouTube channel. Goodbye.